Hello there, welcome to another video, SwiftCat for Augmented Reality Complete course. In this video, we will take a look about how to make a ruler or a measurement app with ARKit SceneKit in iOS with Swift language. Here, what we expect at the end of this video is to measure the height or distance of any object or even a human body using AR camera in mobile phones. This is my 6th episode in Augmented Reality Complete course. If you haven't watched my first 5 episodes, provided their link in my video description, I recommend to go and explore them all. So let's start doing this measurement app. First of all, I'm searching for my Xcode, right? And I'm going to create a new Xcode project. And here you have the options to choose a template. So I'm going to select here Augmented Reality app. And here we have the name. You can name the product. So I'm going to name it as measurement app. You can name whatever you like, it doesn't matter. And here you have the options to select the content technology. So it's a ARKit, SceneKit, SpriteKit method. So I'm going to use here a SceneKit. So I choose that and the language is Swift. Click next. And I'm going to save in my desktop iOS project folder. First of all, what you have here is you can see you have a AR with art galleries with some assets. We are not going to use that. And here we have the zip file as well. And if you go to the main.storyboard, you can see there some codes will be connected over that. We already do have a SceneKit in that main.storyboard. Here you go. And this is going to a web controller assistant editor. Should be. Yeah, as a class. And first of all, what I'm going to do here is delete some codes which we're not going to use here. So let's remove all these SceneKit method, and also from the view did load I'm removing these stuffs as well. And I will be keeping this view will appear and view will disappear as a scene view. Run the session for configuration and for the pause, let it be there. And first is first, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to declare some var variable which is required for the dot node. Actually, we are using 2 dots to measure the height from the starting point and to the end point. So let's say dot nodes, and will be equal to of an array which is having the SC nodes, and it will be of kind array. And next one is I'm going to use here a text node, which is to display the measurement in a text way inside the scene. So let's say SCN, and it will be of array as well. And then I have the last one is for the var, which is for the meter value. Actually, I'm calculating here the value in first in meter, then we are going to convert that into centimeter or whatever value we require. Alright, so it'll be of a double kind. And this is the first step which we need in our project. And another thing is we are not going to use here the art gallery. If you want to keep that, you can simply keep that this ship.sen or texture.pn. I'm not going to use here. If you want, you can delete that as well. That's a default project by Apple itself. And from here, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write a touch gesture which is required for the Apple. When we open the camera, we need to introduce a touch just began function which is for in order to touch from which point to which point, which we need to calculate. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write an override function which is for a touch recognition. Override func, and it will be of touches began, and inside this touches began, what I'm going to write here is uh, which we need is if the dot node is counted from 0, which means there's a count which we required at the initial stage, because there's only two touches allowed from in order to calculate from the starting point and the end point. I will make it clear while we're doing that. All right, so let's say dot nodes will be or greater or equal to 2, and inside that for dots in dot nodes, and it will be dot dot remove from parent node. Actually checking here, what I'm doing is if the dot nodes is equal or greater than 2, I'm going to remove the dot nodes after that if we touch again. That's what it means. So we will get into clear while we're doing that. Okay, so let's say dot nodes will be equal to sc and node, and I'm going to write here if let touches began will be equal to, let's say touch location will be equal to touches dot first dot location in the, actually we are using here the scene view, so let's say scene view, and if that's so, and what I'm going to here is the hit result, which means where the user gonna touch in the screen. So we need to take that the results as a result, which means is equal to the scene view dot hit test, and inside the hit test will be of touches began, or sorry, touches location, and the event will be of the feature like a event feature point, and then it's with the touches began, and it should be in the types actually. Yeah, and then I'm going to write here if let hit result will be equal to hit result first, hit text first actually. Let's say this is hit test as dot first, and I'm going to add here a function which is for add not. uh, Actually I will write it here outside this touches began. Let's say func add dot. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to add a dot at and the hit result, and so in order to write that I need another function which is for add dot at the result hit, which means at hit result, and it will be of AR hit test result. and here I'm going to write here add dot at hit result. So next what I'm going to do here is here you can see this hit results what deprecated use raycasting. Let it be there. We will come to it back later on, and for time being what I'm going to do here is I'm going to declare here another dot which is for geometry. So let's say is will be equal to SEN sphere, and will be of radius kind 0.005. This is for the dot measurement. I'm going to place it over when the user touches there, so that's mean for the radius for the dot which we gonna touch there. The next one is the let material will be equal to SC and material. It will be of sphere material which we need there. So let's say material dot diffuse dot condense will be equal to the UI color dot red. Actually it's nothing but when we touch on the screen there will be a sphere like object will be placed there, and that object we are giving a color as a red. If you want to give the color as different like you can give even in green, yellow, whatever, doesn't matter. I'm just giving here a red color. So geometry will be equal to the material, and then I'm writing here another let constant which is for the let dot node will be equal to SCN node, and that is for the geometry of dot geometry. And then what I'm going to do here is dot nodes dot node dot position, and this will be of equal to SCN vector 3 with the hit result dot world transform dot columns dot 3 dot x. This is for the x position, and then we go for the y as well. That hit result dot world transform dot columns dot 3 dot y, and for the y also the same like a hit result dot world transform dot columns dot 3 dot az. So I will show a picture in order to give a better explanation after completing this function. Then say the scene view dot scene dot root node dot and add child node, and that child node will be of this dot node, and then dot nodes dot append, and appending here all the dot node at first. Okay, and then if dot nodes dot count, we need to make sure that dot counts are 2 of kind in order to get this action. So and here I'm going to write here another calculate function which means I'm going to calculate here what we need after this pointing the two gestures. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write another function which is for calculate. So let's say let function calculate, and here I'm going to write calculate. Alright, so in order to explain it better, I would say what I did at now here is take a object in order to measure the height. You can find here this is the first dot and it is having a sphere, and the second one I have the dot as well, and from here it's going to calculate the measure. So these two dots which we did now at the moment for x, which is having the x-axis and y-axis with the z, and the display will be inside the screen. If the length of the text is bigger, it will go outside this camera. If it's small, it will be inside the camera. That's what it means. And let's do the rest with the calculate function. Now let's solve this deprecated functions which is recommended by the Apple to use the raycast method. So what I'm going to do here is the problem starts from here, sceneview.hitTest, which is deprecated. So I'm just taking these lines and comment those, and I'm going to add few lines which is recommended by Apple, which is in order to use this AR cast query which is required for this hit function. So I have changed the codes which is required as per requirement, and it's having like estimated plane with target, and it's of any. Inside that query we are adding the SceneKit with the query of touches began estimated plane, which is of the horizontal direction based, and the alignment. And at last what I'm going to do here is add node, and which is I'm going to add here the raycast in the add function. And here what I'm going to do here is I'm going to and also I need to change the hit result which is declared here for the function. I'm going to change here as ARKit result, so the error will disappear. Hope so. Yeah, right. And then we will start from here in order to calculate the function which is for the meter value. So let's say let the start will be equal to dot node of 0, which means there will be two dots, and we are taking as the first node and the second node. So in order to, so it's a zeroth index, and then the last touch which will be equal to the end. So let's say end is equal to dot nodes. It's nothing but when we touch twice in the screen, so it will be calculated the first start and the second touch will be at the end, so it will be 2 points. Those two be declared here at first. And what I'm going to do here is, if you want to print the position, you can also write here print dot source dot position. And also if you want to print the position for the end as well, you can print it here from the axis. Alright, so next is I'm going to calculate here the distance. In order to do that, so let's see that that distance will be equal to sqrt of function, and from here let po of here I'm going to declare the end position, end dot position dot x minus start dot position dot x to this plus how and here it's position dot end dot position dot y, and from start dot position dot y as well, and the last one which is having the end dot position dot ez. Here we go, ez. Yeah, this is the distance which is from the x, y and ez position. And from here, what I'm going to do here is I can get the distance here in meter actually. So let's say that meter value which we declared at initial, so this meter value will be equal to double of the meter which we measured here. So let's say double of ABS, and this is the distance which we did now. This is the meter value which we declared as double at first, and here what I did is I'm just getting the distance from that in terms of meter, and from meter I need to convert and display to centimeter. That's what I'm going to do next. So let's say let meter will be equal to the measurement of from value, which means the value which I calculate here is meter value. If it is empty, that's why I just handled it, and let's say the unit will be of unit length dot meters. Here we are getting the value from the distance as in meters, so I'm using this as in height meter. After that, I need to convert this into inch. If I want to convert that into inches, let's say like height inches will be equal to the height meter dot convert to, and here I'm going to convert this into unit length dot inches. If I want to calculate the height in centimeter, what I'm going to declare here is I'm going to declare the height in terms of centimeter, and the unit length I'm going to change it as centimeter. So let's say this is for the convert to centimeter. And then based on the requirement, and then what I'm going to do here is the let value will be equal to this is the height in centimeter, and that value I'm going to display it inside the text. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is, if there is a problem with that, if the value is 0.00019, like it's if that so means it will be going, the text field will be going outside the screen. So in order to control that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the final measurement will be equal to the string of value dot prefix, the maximum length which I'm going to declare here as 6, which means I want to display as like a 165.05 centimeter or 45.333 centimeter. So in order to do that, that's why I just made like that. Otherwise the value will be displayed like 65.777777. It will be very lengthy, and I don't want to make it very congested inside the screen, so I just made it like this in the prefix method. So let's say the last I'm going to do here is I'm going to write an update function in order to display that value. So let's say func update text, and there will be of a text and getting that string with string and at position, which means the position which I did there. So let's say at position will be of SceneVector3 method. Here we go. And from here, what I'm going to do here is update text. Here the text will be this final measurement, and the position I'm going to get it from this end position and dot, which means where the position ends when we click. So from that point I need to display the value. That's what it means. So what I did here is I'm getting the calculation done over here, which means the distance is here. It will calculate the measurement from the first point and end point in meters. From meters I just converted it into the inches and centimeter. If you want to use display in the inches, you can take this. If I want if you want in the centimeter, I'm just using the centimeter value over here. And in order to make the length, in order to control the length, I just use prefix, and I just want to display the text and the position. That's the final function which I'm going to write here. So let's say that this is the last step. So let's say the text nodes, or the text node dot remove. If there is a text before, I want to remove that. For example, if I calculate it for the first set and the end set, and just got the message, which means if the value is displayed already inside the screen, and the second time when I click the first and the end point, and if there is a text already, that need to be removed. That's what I did now. Text node dot remove from parent view if there is an already a view, text view I mean. And then if it's for the new one, it's like scn text, and it's of string kind, and for string it will be of the text, and for this extrusion depth I'm going to say it as 1.0, and then I'm going to like text gesture, sorry, the geometry dot first material dot diffuse dot content, and here I need to declare the color of the text which I need to display over here. I'm just giving here as red. If you want to try some other color, you can do that as well. And next is text node will be equal to scn node, and the scn node will be of geometry, and this will be of text geometry. Alright, then what I'm going to do here is text node dot position. I'm going to give here a position in order to display that. So let's say text node dot position, and this position will be equal to the SceneVector method for the x, y, and z. So let's say x. This will be of position dot x. This will be of position dot y, and this will be of position dot z. Alright. And then what I'm going to do here is for the y position, I just want to display it from just a small step after that. So in order to do that, so it's let's say 0.01. So it will be from y position, it will move a little bit left from the object. That's what it means. And then I'm going to do here is text node dot scale, and this will be of equal to scn, and this is of vector 3 kind, and this is also having the x, y, and z. So in this x, I'm going to display as float of 0.01, and for y as well 0.01, and for z 0.01. go. And the last step is scene view dot scene dot root node dot add child, and this child, what I'm going to do is the text node which I just created now. That's all. So overall what I did here is, you can see this is the scene view, which is we have view will appear and is having the delegate called at first, and from touches began, what I'm doing here is I'm just calculating the touches from the end and the start position and end position, and from there I'm adding the dots which is in red color, which means start one and start end there, and there from the 2 points what I'm doing is I'm just calculating the measurement in terms of meters. From meters I'm just giving another last function in order to update the text along with the scale or position to display that final measurement inside that AR camera scheme. So that's all, and there should be an access camera permission by default already inside this ARKit. Here privacy camera user description already there, and then you can run it in your device and check out what we have done so far. Run it and make sure that if you have this sign-in capabilities, all these things done before you run. You need to have this all in order to run in a real device, and make sure your device support the AR screen as well. If it's less than 7, iPhone 7, most probably it won't work, so make sure that as well. I just stopped running. Actually, I need to add one more line over here in the weirded load. Let's try this with SceneKit.debug. It's actually for the suggested points which will be showing up inside the screen when we launch the app. And here I have this for the raycast as well. So I just want to try with this whether it works or not. And let's comment this, and from here I want to add this as back AR hit test result. I will try this running from this, and well, let's see the difference what it makes with this new raycast method and add not. You can also comment what it shows in both conditions, and let's run and check what we have done so far. Alright. App have started running in my real device. It's a pre-recorded one actually. I just want to display the output to you. So it will be asking for the camera access permission, and I recommend to click OK for that. And when the camera starts, you can click on a start position and an end position, so it will be calculating the distance or in between them. I just tried with my PB as well, but she won't stand stable. That's why the measurement won't be right, but you can try it in any object by clicking a start position and end position, and there will be a distance calculated in between as a centimeter. Actually, if you want to add in centimeter, you can just add over here, which means like final measurement plus in centimeter. That's it. Alright, so that's all in this video, and if you like the video, you can subscribe it, and this is my 6th episode of AR, and it will be continued to the next episode as well. And that's all in this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you lads. Stay tuned.